Chris Paul was going to be waived. He ends up being traded in one of the most lopsided trades ever for Bradley Beal. And now Draymond Green has opted out of his $27.5 million deal. Stevo, Kev, Haize, we're going to break it all down, talk about it right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
All right, fellas, man. Listen, Draymond Green is officially opted out of his contract with the Golden State Warriors. How do you think this means that he's for sure leaving? You think this is a negotiation ploy to get him to go back to Golden State? Keep in mind they just promoted Mike Dunleavy as their new GM, and it was also just recently said Steve Kerr said that he wanted to keep this team together. So, what do you guys think this means for the future of Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors?
I mean, honestly, it's up in the air. We all know how Draymond feel about LeBron. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to make his way to the Lakers. Some people are already saying that he might try to go to the Suns, but I think the money wouldn't work there. It put them over the luxury tax, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, so, they're already over the luxury.
Right. So, like, I think the new rules will prevent that. But he could very well stay, man, if they want to bring the gang all back, because who knows what's going to happen with Golden State, man, because, they got a new GM. And so on and so forth. I just don't know what Draymond about to do. I know opting out of $27.5 million is a shock to me,
though. To me, I won't say I didn't see this coming. I kind of seen it coming. I think it was like they're really playing chess at the end of the day. He don't want to go nowhere. Honestly, I honestly feel like he don't want to go nowhere. He been with this team the longest. There's still people out there that feel like he could get a couple more rings. I honestly feel like they got a ring still in them. And I feel like Mike Dunleavy, probably even the past GM, came in telling him like, "Hey, bro, we want you here, but we ain't paying you that. So if we restructure some stuff, maybe we could bring you back in because further to make that push that we think we have, we got to reconstruct this roster a little bit. Not reconstruct, let me say retool this roster a little bit. So and re-sign him to that deal that he just opted out of would have made it a little bit more difficult. So now that they can reconstruct it, I feel like now there is still a possibility that he might leave, but me personally, I feel like he wants to stay.
Yeah, I get the feeling that he wants to stay too. And this probably more about longevity. Me, you guys were talking before we officially started recording. I think he's gonna re-sign probably 2-3 year deal, spread that money off, probably end up getting like over 3 years, probably more like $35-40 million over those 3 years, which is still gonna net him more overall, kind of lower that per year salary as well for the Warriors, who, much like other teams up against the luxury tax, they can still use their mid-level exception this year, but if they're in the luxury tax again next year, they lose that. So it's going to be real. Like, this is probably their last time, if they're going to keep this band together, to really, have him opt out, lessen that tax bill a little bit, use that mid-level exception to bring in some talent, because, hey, this may be the Warriors' last time to really add a free agent. So.
And I really don't see where else Draymond would fit in besides the system that's kind of built around him for offense. He's the cog that causes that engine to go in terms of getting the offense in motion. If he goes to play with LeBron, I don't think that works. We know LeBron is ball dominant, so like I just don't see him really fitting. He's the consummate system guy, if you want to be honest. The Warriors are built for Draymond, so I'm not sure he could go anywhere else and be successful the way he has been with Golden State.
I tell you, team he can go to. Now, this wouldn't be for him to win. He's not winning crap, but they also have a tons of cap space they can offer him, and he could be somebody that they use to bring along Victor Wembanyama, but he could go to the Spurs.
Mm-hmm. That's about the only other team.
That's about the only other situation, but that's not to win. He ain't winning no titles going there, at least not no time soon, unless Wemby just comes out and is just like the next coming to Tim Duncan. But, it's going to be a while before we see that.
He needs some weight on his body.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know. Like, the only other team I seen, like, even though it's not really possible, I would have liked to seen him in Memphis. I feel like he could have worked in Memphis, but
that actually could work. Memphis could work.
But I don't know. I think there's just too much going on over there. They already got personality issues over there. They just got rid of one. I don't know if they willing to bring in another one. So, like I said, I think it makes sense for Tim to stay here. I have gotten constant arguments with people about the importancy of him being a part of Golden State. He's the glue guy. Without them, that truck just don't roll. So yeah, you need to stay there. It's built around. It was literally built for you. You the facilitator of that team. You the league. You the vocal leader. Like, might as well just stay where you at. So no other fan base really rock with you for real. Like, it's really just that fan base. So you might as well just stay where you want it.
I mean, we
Yeah,
already know his post career is going to be in some form of media. He's
he
already doing it with his
gonna kill it when he does it.
yeah, and I think he already has a contract in place with TNT
Yeah.
for once he retires as well. So like he's gonna be good. Like I said, man, I just don't see him thriving anywhere else unless he's trying to chase a bag because he is only 33. I thought he was older, but he is only 33, so he probably got like another 5 years left. But then he go on record saying that he doesn't want to play basketball too much longer. Earlier in this
It was
past
wasn't
season,
that a conversation with DeMar? Actually, I think that was
Yeah.
one of the episodes DeMar was on. But I mean, listen, yeah, he could play another 5 seasons, but like, yeah, he's only 33. But if you watch Draymond come out there, he's gone down a lot. Like, and he's still can be a very productive player, but like, I don't know if Draymond is gonna have the type of game that you could see him playing at 38 like some of these other players. I really think Draymond got realistically probably 2 more years left, bro.
3 at the max.
3 at the max, but that third year he probably ain't giving much. Like he gonna be Udonis Haslam soon.
Very much so. Probably sooner than we think. It might be one, depending on how. Like, to be honest, it's like almost like make it or break it because they not. I don't see them dealing with him much longer if they don't see results. So yeah,
My question is like, what you said? Do you think the Golden State Warriors might have another ring in them? And it's like, well, how? Because if they
I mean,
this season they were just bad, especially
and they
on the
wasn't,
road.
and that's the thing. They was bad, and they still made it to the playoffs. Like that, like stats wise, like if that was any other team with any other like without Steph Curry, without Draymond, without Clay, they're not making the playoffs.
I mean,
Like,
obviously, clearly,
but that's my point. That just shows you how great of a talent this team still has. Like they still have a talent. Like majority of this team that went to that won that finals are still on this team. So I feel like it still have. They just got to retool some things.
I
Like
mean,
just
then you
like they
got
retooled last year.
go, and you got to look at health too. Like Steph only played 56 games last season. Clay played 69 games last season. Jordan Poole played in all 82, started 43 of those games. Like I still think Wiggins, he only played 37
there you
games
go.
last year. So I
But
think
that
that
was a
there's
weird situation.
yeah, that
That's
was a weird. And
ridiculous.
I'm no, that wasn't an injury. You got to take care
Yeah,
of what you got to take care of. So
yeah,
slights thrown his way
yeah.
at that
No,
one.
of
But
course
like
not.
ultimately, like I do think there could be another ring left in them just by the nature of they weren't the full staff Golden State Warriors this whole season. And I also think maybe another season removed, Jordan Poole was affected by the Draymond Green punch. Like
Yeah, I was just about to say
they were
that.
able to put some stuff aside and still play basketball, but you could tell that it really did rock him in more ways than one. Hopefully, a year removed from that one, maybe that helps calm that situation down a little bit.
That was my next question. Was like, how does Jordan Poole feel about this situation? He might be hoping that Draymond doesn't resign with the team to be 100.
And he no need to be worried about nothing but himself.
Exactly.
He got to
Like
bounce back.
because like I said, the aftershock is still apparent with this situation. Because I don't know, like, look, you was more known about yourself outside of basketball this year than in on the court. So
Yeah, he's a munch, right?
indubitably, but yeah, he needs to get it together. Like to be, if I'm a GM, I'm more willing to move on from him. Honestly, even like to me, I wouldn't have paid him that fast. Like I don't know what this notion of
That's one
paying
of the
people
things.
so fast.
Like you like they imagine had they waited to this offseason to pay him, you probably honest, and this is not an exaggeration. He probably would have gotten about $35 million
I'm about to say he
less
would have
than what
got
he
that
signed.
Lonzo contract quick.
Like that's great, and that's when you got to think about it. Like because you wanted to pay him right off the heels of winning a title, in which he played good in that playoff run, and now you got in a season that was so. Imagine that, like you literally probably gave that man $30 million more than what you would have had you waited another season. Which is
Literally.
crazy.
And that's ridiculous. You gotta like it just shows you like that was probably the only chip in their armor in like a flawless decade almost. It's crazy. So yeah, we also got to take in the car. Like they got a new Mike Dunleavy. As far as my knowledge, he ain't never been a GM before. So he's going into a big role with one of the most I don't want to say richest, but they are the one of the most richest franchise in the league.
They
Highest markets.
they are though, aren't they? In the Golden State
I
Warriors,
think
like
I'm not
it might
totally
still
sure.
be
I
the
think they
Knicks.
are. It's either them or the Knicks or Lakers. It's between them three. I know that.
Yeah, but them guys throw that bag around. But the way the new collective bargaining agreement set it up, they're not gonna be able to keep doing it. So
Exactly. Yeah. As far as I
They
know,
can
like
still
look.
do it, but
Yeah.
they gonna lose a lot if they keep. So yeah, the Golden State Warriors richest franchise in the league, 7.56 billion, almost 1 billion above the New York Knicks.
mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's crazy
Yeah.
that the Bulls still in the top.
Pressure.
What they still in the top
We're number
5?
4.
Ain't
Yeah,
that
because
something?
we won't stop going to the damn games.
Or buying merchandise.
I
You
mean,
can't stop.
listen,
You ain't gonna stop buying
listen.
those. I'm sorry, that just ain't gonna happen.
Come on now, it's part of my brand at this point. I
Yeah.
got so much
Hey,
Bulls merch. for
it's
sure.
it's somebody in Afghanistan with a D Rose jersey on to this
Yeah.
day.
Oh, absolutely, right
Bro.
now. They've never
Like-
seen a single game.
right.
But like, real talk. Like I saw some like so the Chicago Bulls logo is out of like it's like Superman, Batman, the cross,
Pepsi.
the Lakers, and then the Bulls logo. It's ridiculous.
Cross
bro.
is wild.
The cross, yeah. I mean, Coca-Cola. I mean,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, his shadow is so huge across the NBA, and then the Bulls still benit from that.
Yeah, but that's a
I'm
side
tired
note,
talking about
man.
Bucks.
Yeah. Ultimately, if you had a bet on it right now, and we have to just as free agency goes on, are you leaning more towards Draymond being back with the Golden State Warriors, or does he play for another team next season?
I'd be more shocked. Like I'm hearing a lot of people shocked about this opt out. I'll be shocked to see him leave more than his opt out. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I think he's at least gonna dip his toe in the water toward that LeBron situation. I believe he really wants to play with LeBron.
Team, bro.
I know.
I don't see that being a fit for him at all. But I mean, I get the reasoning, but I get your
Right,
reasoning.
like who's the guy? We wanted him on the Bulls. Who they trade from the Jazz?
Vanderbilt?
I'm sorry. I'm taking like Vanderbilt can be him. I don't know about facilitating wise,
Not
but he can be
facilitating,
him.
but I get
But
what
yeah,
you're
he could be him. And he's a younger version. So if I'm the Lakers, I'm not too keen in on getting Draymond.
You know how LeBron friends are though. They always want to play with him.
How they become friends?
Just through admiration.
It's so fun. Yeah, but y'all remember after the first time they beat him, Draymond was the one. LeBron sucks when he's drunk as hell. Like it's so funny that they have an actual friendship now.
Mhm.
You know,
That's how it
You
went.
kick me in my nuts. We ain't please. We ain't friends at all. Yeah, now.
That's probably why they became friends, because that's how he got that
so
tip.
Rich Paul just came out with a statement about Golden State and Draymond. He says, "We will continue to talk to Golden State and explore all options." I didn't even know Rich Paul was his manager.
You ain't know he was a clutch.
Everybody's with
I'm
clutch.
about to say 60% of the league with clutch.
There you go. There's
They're gonna
another LeBron.
eventually shut them down at some point. But
They got to.
bro.
Yeah.
So they also said that they plan on exploring sign and trade talks with the Warriors. So
That's
this
what
is
I
all
mean.
posturing, bro. This
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of word salad going around.
Exactly. We'll see what it ultimately means, man. Anything left, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Happy Juneteenth.
Bro.
I know I was looking for my Juneteenth shirt to wear on this. That's why I was late to record. I had to throw on the regular basketball shirt. One of my kids probably stole it. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, that's
that?
that.
I saw that meme. It was like, do you have to work on Juneteenth, or is your job racist?
9 times 10 y'all.
That's funny. Y'all make sure y'all follow the show at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. NBA Central Show at gmail.com. Also, make sure you check out Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central. The Cognac Boys, Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys, Chicago Bears Central, Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Sky. Just if it's a team, Chicago, that team's name, and Central, if we got a show, you'll be able to find it. But for Stevo and Big Kev, I'm Haize. This has been NBA Central. We out, y'all.
Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.